So Sega made the announcement about how we're getting a Genesis Mini number 2. I did do a video on this before and talking about what those first like 11, I think it was like 11 to 12 games that are going to be. So, and I put, just pointing out which ones I was excited for the most, showing the list to you guys so that you knew, talking a little bit more about it, all that stuff. You can check that video out. But Sega has actually announced again 11 more games here. So let's take a look and see. I believe it was from the same place as I was looking the last time, Nintendo Life. So Sega has announced or Sega announces the Mega Drive Mini 2, and then talking about how there's 50 Genesis and Mega CD games or Sega CD games. And like I said, basically modeled after the Model 2 here, as you can see. And going down here, these are the games down this list here of what they're adding to this, what they've already added to this. I'm sure they have a full list of the 50 games that they're talking about. We just don't know that yet. They're just like breaking it down little by little. So I would imagine we're going to see probably like, again, 3 more announcements with 10 or 11 other games, whatever the case. And then right up until we know all of them. And I guarantee you it's not going to be an exact 50. There's going to be like 2 or 3 extras, kind of like how they did with the first Genesis Mini. But the ones that really caught my eye, and really quick, there's some video stuff that you can check out here, promotional things. I was watching one of them, and I think it's really cool how Sega's really taking this seriously in terms of like giving us a second mini. And I do have thoughts on that. But the ones that out of all these games that they announced for this, like the second half of this, or not second half, but like the second part of this, the ones that really got my interest were definitely Outrun. We got Afterburner 2. Splatterhouse, I've always heard about this. I never played it, so I'm kind of excited about that. Ninja Warriors, Starblade, Night Striker, and it Star Mobile actually kind of caught my eye. So I never really played a lot of these. I mean, I played Outrun, I played Afterburner, so it would be nice to get back into those again. Now, here's my little thing about what Sega's, or how I think that Sega's going to handle this in the future. And I'll probably, as I cover this a little bit more, I'll probably end up repeating myself when I talk about this part of it. But I think that Sega is going to really take the mini console market seriously. I really think we're going to see more than just like after this releases. I really think we're going to see more. I think we will get a third version of the Genesis. I kind of feel that that's going to be a thing. They might, I mean, they probably won't do this. Maybe this will be the last one for the Genesis lineup, but you got to think they still got the Model 3 and they could definitely use that. So there's one. But I do strongly think that they're going to be making a Dreamcast Mini at some point. I really believe that will be a thing. And honestly, even though I'm kind of half and half on it right now, but I honestly think that they'll get a Japanese Saturn Mini. And I say Japanese because it was very successful in Japan. The Saturn was a failure here in the States. It did not do very well in Europe either, but in Japan, that shit was incredibly popular. And I feel like if they do that, it's just going to be there, and I will find some way to purchase it and have it shipped to me. I don't care if everything's in Japanese. I will want that because the Saturn is one of my favorites out of all the Sega consoles that they've ever had. That was my favorite. This probably won't happen, but maybe they'll get like a Master System mini console. It's kind of funny to think about. I don't know. I don't necessarily think they would go back before the Genesis, but it's a possibility. I still think that they're taking it very serious in this regard. I mean, Nintendo only gave us 2 consoles, which was the NES and the SNES. And for years, so many people were talking about how there would be, and people were so sure about this, that there would be a Nintendo 64 mini, but that never happened. Instead, what Nintendo did was that they gave us Nintendo 64 games on the Switch's online service. So, and there's not really a whole lot there. I know they've added a couple games here and there since the release of it all, but I don't see that happening. It's never going to happen. Anybody who still hopes and dreams that that's going to happen, I'm sorry, but that is just, it's not the case. So those are my thoughts on all of that. I don't think Sony is ever going to give us anything else because they absolutely failed with the Sony PlayStation, the original PlayStation Mini. Unless they give us a PlayStation 2 Mini and try to like redeem themselves a little bit in that sense, maybe. But I don't see that happening. I think Sega's really going to take it up a notch with this whole mini business here. And I think that's great because, again, these consoles are being done by Sega. So it's kind of like Sega is really back in the console space. I mean, not in that same way with like, you know, the current generation of consoles, the PS5 and the Series X, or even the Switch with Nintendo's console, but you know, it's just cool to see that like they're kind of giving us a little bit of the past via these mini consoles. So yeah, I like this, and I'm really excited to see what other games that they do announce for this device. Like I said, I'm going to be getting this, and I am going to be getting those attachments for it, the Sega CD attachment, even though it has no functionality. It's just there for aesthetic looks. My dumbass is still going to go buy it. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about here. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.